Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show, episode 460. I am your host, Matrixlord212, and I'm with Larry. What's up, Larry?
How you doing, Joe?
Okay, so today's Back to the Future Day, obviously.
Yay.
And unfortunately, I did RSVP for those tickets. Never got the tickets, so I had to come home empty-handed because they had this event in the city with the screening and stuff, but that's okay. I wound up buying the Back to the Future comic book. Ugh. And it's definitely not Back to the Future, I'll tell you that much. But going to the positive now, it's amazing how, I've watched the movies throughout the day, and I've watched them a million times probably. You too, right?
Yes.
How they came so close with certain things, and other things are just so far off the mark.
Yeah.
I can't believe that Nike had all this time to get these sneakers ready.
So funny.
And what they do is they give Michael J. Fox a pair today because they're not ready. And he likes it, and then it's all right, coming in 6 months from now. Why? Why can't you, if it's ready to go, release it today? Like, I don't understand the marketing behind it. And then I know they didn't make enough Pepsi Perfects, which you charge $20 and change, $20.15 for a bottle of Pepsi Perfect that you didn't even have enough. Why are you charging? First of all, why are you charging $20.15? I know for the year you think that's cute, but I wouldn't want to pay $20 for a little so many ounce drink.
Yeah.
Like, my God, man, just make it and put it on the shelf and sell it. How about that?
Like $2.15, I probably could have gotten behind.
Right. I mean, I don't understand. Like, these guys have all these years, so just a simple Pepsi's easy. I mean, just pop it out. You could have put it out like a couple weeks before. Like, I mean, where have they been? Like in the Stone Age, in the cave? Like, they dropped the ball and Nike dropped the ball. I can't even believe it.
With Nike, the only explanation I could give is, these kind of things do need testing. That kind of technology does need a lot of testing.
But how many years you working on this? Possibly, they probably weren't working on it at all until they're like, "Oh, we really got to do this."
They were either, Joe. To be honestly,
they weren't.
It's like, okay, back in the day, especially when this movie was made, this technology there certain wasn't there. We have to give them the benefit of the doubt that at least until the mid to late 90s, they didn't have their hands on that kind of technology. We have to at least give them that. Then you have small nanofiber technology, which didn't come around until the early 2000s. That was readily available for, public use. So I don't think that they were even able to start working on it when the movie was made. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt that they've been working on it since at most 2002, at most.
But what kind of technology does sneakers have, for crying out loud? I mean, they don't have technology. That's the whole point.
Right, that's the thing.
Self-lacing. So develop the technology.
Well, the most we had was the little light-up shoes. That was as most as we got, I think, when I was a kid.
And we don't even have the clothes dryer, the jacket that dries you if it's wet.
Yeah.
We don't have that either. No hydration of a pizza.
That's the one I wanted most of all.
You know what gets me? I don't understand, right? How is it that cell phones advanced so much in 30 years, right?
Right.
Like, I mean, phones in general to cell phones, right? Cell phones didn't even exist, right? How come we can't, as smart as we are as a society, right? Why can't we make a better microwave? I mean, we're using the same technology for a microwave for like 30 years, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm starting to notice that the microwaves today are like crap compared to the ones back in the day.
Right.
Because God forbid you have a little indent in the plate, it doesn't heat anything on the top.
Nope.
Ever notice you're cooking a pizza and all the sides of the pizza cooks, but then the cheese doesn't melt in the middle?
I also have a problem with it always falls off the track easily. A lot of microwaves today, the glass dish that revolves, if you've got like a track-based one, it falls off so easily. And nothing.
I'm beginning to wonder why buy a microwave at all, because it doesn't really work.
Again, I could probably offer you one explanation for why phones have been so advanced, because cell phones, even in their most embryonic state, were very, very versatile in their technology. It did not take long for us at all to even get a calculator on a cell phone, which the
Right.
calculator then turned into minor little, arcade touch 'em games, which to
Right.
get touch 'em games turned into text messages. It just the technology in cell phones have always been very, very malleable. Up
Right.
until
But somebody needs
up
to get on
until,
the microwave. Somebody
huh?
needs to. Somebody needs to get on that, like with the
Yes,
microwave.
absolutely.
Because half the time we come home from work really late. You work a lot of hours too. The last thing I want to do is cook. And then
Right.
half the times I don't want to order because it costs a fortune.
Yep.
So I just want to throw something in the microwave, boom, 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 done. All right?
Yeah.
And the only thing that the microwave, right.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, you would think since food is number one on the survival need list, actually number two if you want to include water as its own separate category, since food is number two on a human being survival list, you'd think that, right?
Right. Like, microwaves should be able to cook other things besides super pressing.
Yeah.
Or pizza rolls. But
Right.
yet, you go to cook, God forbid, you cook a slice of pizza, and it
Yep.
can't even cook it right. But then a pizza roll or a Hot Pocket, or it's like almost as if it's programmed, hey, we're going to work for this, we're not going to work for that.
Yep. Rubberized.
Even pasta doesn't cook right either.
No, I hate reheated pasta. If I have to reheat, honestly, if I'm ever in a position where I have to reheat pasta in a microwave, I just throw the damn thing out because seriously, it's disgusting reheated.
Yeah.
You're better off just honestly just putting it in a pot,
making it right.
Just putting it in a pot, light water, and give it some. Or there's one way to do it in a microwave.
Or heat it up on the pot. Yeah.
Right. There is one way to do it in the microwave, and that's basically like steaming it in the microwave, where you put a little bit of water. Just enough that it's not covering everything, but just enough that, you put the lid on the Tupperware, you put it in the microwave, and then you let it steam itself. That's the only way you can really get good reheated pasta in the microwave.
And we haven't even gotten a good technology with toasters either. It's like the same basic thing with toasters.
No.
It's the same crap.
Yep, same thing. I think
let alone a hydration.
I think the most futuristic thing I've seen was when I walked into a Popeyes, the only Popeyes on the island. And they redid the place, and I don't know if you've been in there recently.
That's the one by Forest, right?
Yeah, they have an automated Coca-Cola vending machine in which you have a computerized screen. You select the brand of the Coke product you want, and every flavor of Coke is imaginable. I'm talking everything: cherry Coke, vanilla Coke, cherry vanilla Coke, Diet Coke Zero, Coke Zero. Everything is there. Every flavor of Fanta is there. I even did that as a little test to see if every flavor of Fanta was there. And it's like, this is pretty damn awesome. Right. I was shocked that the one Popeyes in the entire chain in Staten Island, which we need to get more Popeyes on this island, I swear to God, was able to even afford that. Right. And I was like, wow.
I'm dying just to go to Sonic. Have you been to Sonic?
It's on the other. I do not have a car, and it's on the other side of the island where the train does not run. So I'm kind of at a disadvantage there.
I need one over here, New York.
Yeah, I've said, the Friendlies that shut down over here.
Oh God, I was so heartbroken, right?
Yeah, but Friendlies, you know what? That's prime real estate. That's what I feel.
Yeah, Friendlies and Pizza Hut. That was that was devastating.
Yeah, that's what it became. The Pizza Hut became the Friendlies, and then we lost that. We lost the Chili's.
You know the Wendy's that's over here by where you worked. Remember?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That used to be Roy Rogers.
Roy Rogers.
Before Roy Rogers, that was Nathan's.
Yes.
Right? In the 70s, that there was a secret back room with arcades.
Yes.
That you had to know. Yes. You had to know somebody or whatever, and then you go in the back. Yep. And you play it was ridiculous because they never had anything like that. It was like a club. It's like nobody knew about it. They didn't want anybody to know about it hardly. And they had to tell somebody, and then you go in back, you're sitting in a thing with pole position. And oh my God, it was fantastic. I was so destroyed when it closed. But then we also had South Beach, Sand Lane. We had
Don't make me cry. Do not make me cry right now.
I was there on the last day, bro.
Yeah.
I took the kids on the last day. We took pictures. I played skee ball. Oh my God.
I did go on the last week. I was very close to carrying one of those arcade home machines home with me. I just didn't get paid that week. I almost took home the Ninja Turtles arcade machine.
Oh my God.
I was that close.
I want like a Punch-Out arcade machine in my basement when I get a house. Like
one of the best birthdays I ever had was over there.
Yeah.
It was great.
I had I had skee ball championship when I was younger, and like I was competing, and I want to win. You know, it's crazy. You spent my father must have spent a fortune, right, for me to play, and I won a soccer ball. But to me, that soccer ball was like the greatest thing. Even though you can go to Toys R Us, or you can buy it for like $10 or whatever. I didn't even realize it, but to me, winning that was like a big deal. And I had like a little trophy,
Nice.
and all that stuff. But it was crazy.
Yeah, those were my Sundays with my father. Back when I was from elementary to middle school, and at high school we stopped going. Then we just went one more time that Sunday before the week of the last Sunday they were open. And yeah, that was my Sunday with my father. And then we went to Palmer Video and rented a movie while we're living in the past.
My dad used to take me on the weekend with my sister. Nice. And we used to go down the block into the high school and the playground, the thing where I used to play with the soccer ball that I won, Farrell. Yeah. Or like we used to go visiting on. That was the whole thing. Like, there was like a set thing on the weekend. Weekends were for visiting relatives. Mm-hmm. So we used to go from here to here. My grandmother here, my grandmother there, my aunt here, my aunt there, and then we used to go to the movies. It was always the movies. Caggiano's on a Sunday. Getting three or six loads of it, hot Italian bread, the cold cuts and everything. We used to watch football on a Sunday, or we used to watch like whatever relaxing, or they used to have the Kung Fu movies on Channel 5, or like Abbott and Costello and Three Stooges on Channel 11 on Sundays. But Godzilla movies were on all the time, with the exception of Thanksgiving. They were always a whole marathon. So
just basically replace Caggiano's with big points if you remember this one. If you remember Cajun Joe's, do you remember that place? The fried chicken place?
Yeah.
Right where the old location of Krypton Comics used to be on Highland Boulevard. Right next to that was a Southern fried chicken place called Cajun Joe's. That's where my father would take me.
Wow. Mm-hmm. I used to love A&W. Oh. And then when they bought it, they was Savaki King, and it was owned by like Mike Sopratano and all that.
Really good. It was a great pick-me-up place for when it was 3 o'clock. You were still up and you had nothing to do.
Oh God, I used to eat at 2 in the morning. I used to take my car out. I'm hungry. I would have fries, I would have hot dogs, whatever. But before that, But before that, when I was a kid, they used to be on roller skates.
Yes.
And they used to come to your car and they used to put the thing on your window.
Yep, those menus are still there.
That was the coolest thing, man.
Damn, Hurricane Sandy.
What a shame. Yeah, Hurricane Sandy. Son of a... Yeah, exactly. I can't believe that.
Those Halloween decorations are still plastered in the window.
I know.
I still feel bad for anybody who's in there right now cleaning that place up.
Oh, God. Nobody is, though. It's just barren, right?
Well, they've been in and out. Like, there's cars in the lot, and you see people inside, like, doing, like, wearing something. It's just
hard to believe that some places just never came back from Hurricane Sandy.
Yeah.
But then there's other places that cleaned up so freaking fast.
Right.
Like Colonnade, like it was like, these places just boom.
Well, Colonnade is above floor level. That's the thing.
Yeah, but they still got wrecked though.
It got a little wrecked, but not as bad as other places. Because remember, it was 2 floors.
Staples was done on the second floor. Like Staples, they had to. Oh my God! And the baseball
down for a month. Staples.
Jeez, it's amazing.
That's corporately owned. So yeah.
Yeah, and then we had the new Dwayne Reed that like it got friggin' wrecked and never came back. And they used that for like the relief, and then it became other stores, and they keep going out of business. Now it's Spirit Halloween. Mm-hmm. Which is so crazy because Party City is like right in the next shop.
Well, Spirit of Halloween on this island has gotten some amazing business.
I know.
They've been keeping up quite well with Party City because they're always in the same locations. They never look like their inventory is growing. I've noticed, and
they got more of like these devices that you step on, and there's these creatures coming out of walls. I mean, Party City has more costumes.
Yeah.
Spirit Halloween have more accessories and stuff.
Right. Well, that's where the money really lies. Is that there's so much. It's so much better to piece your costume together nowadays than it is to buy one full one because it's like me and you. I mean, unless we're going for like the big blow up costumes. I mean, this is just how it is. We can't fit in like the best adult costume.
It's true though.
I could never fit in like one. I was Hellboy last year. I could
Right.
never fit into any one of those. So what I did was I just got myself a brown duster. I got one of my dad's huge handgun, BB gun handguns,
Right.
and just painted. I did all the prosthetics myself. The
Right.
only thing I bought that was official was the big hand, the foam hand that he used,
Yes.
and everything else was on my own design. I tapered it all myself.
I went into Midtown Comics tonight, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have the freaking Infinity Gauntlet thing.
Yay.
For like $30. I'm like, oh my God. Imagine dressing up like Thanos. Oh my
I couldn't
God.
do it. I mean, with
I know,
my stature,
right?
I could pull it off.
Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's true. Like I haven't dressed up in like years because I never found anything that's really,
Mm-hmm.
not that we're huge, but it's just,
No.
I mean,
No, with me, it's money. It's
Right.
purely money for me. Like I said,
Right.
I could easily work around the girth that is me, but it's just
Right.
I need the money to do so, and I need the time to put it all together.
Right.
From which, of course, I do not. So
I probably would dress up like Rick from Walking Dead or something.
nice.
Or like, the doctor or like whatever, like, do something like that. Or a big Jason Voorhees.
Oh, classic. I just finished watching 1 and 2 the other day.
I'm so upset that they're delaying Friday the 13th to 2017. I want to throw up now.
Yeah. I remember watching the first remake. Honestly, wasn't that bad. I thought it was better than the Nightmare on Elm Street remake.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I hated Nightmare on Elm Street remake. In fact,
Well,
everybody did.
That's
Yeah.
what I meant. It's like Friday the 13th was a better remake.
See, I didn't like it because it was like you tried to throw all 3 movies in one movie.
Right.
And it was like so fast.
Uh-huh.
And then it's like this necklace. If she wears a necklace, she don't die. Like, what is this garbage? Like, really?
Robert Englund said the same thing. He said the same thing. He's like, we never get a chance to. Here's the thing. The problem with today's movies is despite the fact that they're longer, they're faster paced.
Oh, yeah.
Than our original movies. In an 81-minute film of Nightmare on Elm Street 1, the original, you connected with the victims. And you kind of felt bad when they died. In this one, you don't have time to connect with the characters because they're just there to be, they're there to be a tally on the death list.
You know what the key was that they had time to taunt the victims.
Right.
Like, in other words, Michael Myers, and then it's like, oh my God, she's going in a closet. Then she's going here. Then she has the kids here. Same thing with like Jason. It's like, or Freddy. Freddy's taunting like Nancy.
Right.
And then this one, and then this one, and it's like so long that you don't realize because he'll kill like less than 5 people.
Right.
And it'll be like a nice story-driven thing.
Right.
That when they tried to do the remake, it's like they have all the knowledge of Nightmare on Elm Street. Let's just throw everything in there with special effects and crap. Yeah. And it was like garbage.
Yeah, it was 3. We had 3 dream sequences with Freddy before he even killed the first person. I believe her name was Gwen, the blonde one, right? And before he even killed her, we had the infamous
Tina was Tina.
Tina, I'm sorry.
Tina,
we had the infamous opening sequence in the boiler room. We had the we had Nancy sequence where she like falls asleep and she sees him and gets cut, and then we finally have the outdoor sequence with the large arms. He runs after, and then we have the her body going all over the room. I'm sorry,
that was amazing, but that was amazing when he did that.
I mean,
like because we've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, and even then they tried to replicate it in the new movie, and like I said, this movie was really good. It wasn't really good. It was decent, but the problem is there was no soul. Absolutely no soul to this movie.
Definitely not only no soul, but they made like Freddy Krueger like a you really got disgusted like when they talked about what he did with little kids. They turned him into like a pervert.
Exactly, and that's the other thing that bothered me about the movie.
There was no sexual crap like that, like with the kids. Right. I mean, it was just like him killing them, but he just taunted the adults like that.
Right, and they kind of hinted at that in the later movies of Freddy, that he kind of did that to little kids, but that was much later in the series. But even then, going back to what I was saying, that's a big problem I had with the new one. Is like, wait a minute, you're trying to say like, okay, the parents killed him because they thought that he was messing around with the little kids, right? Okay, I get that. So you lure us along that, oh my God, maybe he didn't really do it. Maybe he was an innocent man. Now that would have been a far better story. But then they just go and turn around and say, oh no, he did really.
Well, they tried to do that in a new one, like maybe he's innocent, but they're like, nah, he's totally is.
Yeah,
it's like,
wait a minute. That means you just wasted a half hour of my time.
Right.
You know, it's like you didn't mislead me. You lied to me.
Exactly.
You basically just wasted my time in the movie. But you know what? That would have been a far more compelling story. Is that if he was innocent,
right?
And then you could, because you know what? Here's the deal. Freddy is such an iconic villain that if we're given an excuse to sympathize with him, we're gonna take it.
Oh yeah, and then you root for him half the times to kill people anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's
and they could have, if they were smart, they could have played on that psychology.
But when the new movie came out, nobody was rooting for him.
No,
they're like, it was like a movie you would never watch again. It's like the episode of Different Strokes that time,
right.
where like they went to the bike shop and the guy was like a freaking pedophile. I'm like, oh, you know, like that's just stay away from it, Kruger. It was like whatever. But yeah, I mean that's the whole thing. It's like these movies there today, they just don't spend the rush through everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's like you need a good old fashioned like build up, and people would love this stuff today if they did like took their time with it.
I mean, the misconception. I don't know. I don't know if I can call it a misconception, but the belief is that everyone has ADD these days. That nobody wants to focus on a movie.
Right.
That nobody wants to immerse themselves.
Well, Nightmare on Elm Street reboot, like that was the first movie I was actually walking out, but my friend grabbed me like, no, come on, let's watch.
Yeah.
I've never walked out of a movie in my life, but that was the first time I was. My friend grabbed me. He's like, no, let's just. I'm like, all right. But I got to tell you, like, I understand movies have to be fast-paced, certain things.
Right.
But, all right, but you still have to spend time to explain the character, to explain the victim. Like, you can't just rush into it, slash. It's like, you know, at least everything was a build-up. Like, Friday the 13th, you know, it was like certain themes.
Right.
With the movies, even though people say, "Oh, well, it's just slash." No, it wasn't. Okay, there was a movie where his mother killed. Then it was a movie where he killed because he saw his mother die. Then he came into his own with his hockey mask. Then it's like, all right, he's been around. People killed him. Then you had a movie without him. Then you had a movie where he came back, which was he was like super strong and craziness. And then you got all crazy with psychic powers in New York City and hell and space, which is like.
But which movie didn't have Jason in it outside of the first one?
5.
Which one was that one?
A New Beginning.
Right.
I saw that in the Lane Theater, and I remember I was pissed when I found out it wasn't Jason, and I was like, "This is crap." I was so pissed too because, you know, fans are very particular with certain things. You know, you can't do things that are wrong, like in a misrepresentation of the movie. When they had a different hockey mask with that blue crap, right away I was pissed off. And when the guy was turned out to be normal, I'm like, oh. This is I can never. That's the one Friday the 13th movie that I hardly ever watch because in my mind it doesn't count because it wasn't Jason. You know, same thing like Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah.
I just try to skip that because in my mind I have it. Paramount Pictures sold it to New Line. New Line started going all weird supernatural like Freddy with the souls coming out and crap like that. Yeah. Ancient Blade from the 18th century that by a voice we were born. I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah. And then saying that like he had a sister, and I'm like, that's crap. And then all of a sudden that he had a mansion. And they had the Necronomicon from Evil Dead that brought him and made him Jason. That's ridiculous too.
Yeah.
And the space thing, don't even get me started like with that nonsense. I mean, and the sad thing about the space one, it was an interesting concept and it was cool, but at one time it's destroying what I like about Friday the 13th, but then it's creating something else that we've never had before, really, which was cool. So I'm like mixed with that, but you know, I want them to restore, like we were talking about the other night, right? Why can't they have fun with the Friday the 13th movie? Why can't they do it in the snow, in Crystal Lake? Have the town know about the guy, been preparing for this guy. Have the cell phones, because he never killed people with cell phones. You know, I mean, just like do something different and make it worthwhile. Like, why can't we have him fight people in the snow? We've never had that.
Yeah.
Or
I mean, look
skiing
what Until
or
Dawn
whatever. Yeah, it could be a freak winter over there in Crystal Lake or something, and they're skiing and everything. It'll be crazy.
Yep. It's just that, a lot of people, the problem is, it's that you've got, when you don't have, oh, hold on one second.
Yeah.
1 second.
I mean, we have other movies I'll go into, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which was a classic. Now they're turning 2 movies out. One is like a prequel where, like, Leatherface is like something out of Twilight.
I'm sorry.
Like a pop. You heard about that, Leatherface?
What was that?
They have a prequel coming out for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Do they?
Where Leatherface is like a popular kid in school, like a supermodel kid, and he has a girlfriend and everything, and something happens and he becomes Leatherface. That's not Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like trying to make it like Twilight, and then he's got with the chainsaw. That's not it. Like I don't know what you're doing. Yeah, that's not Texas Chainsaw Massacre at all. So I don't know what they're doing with that. The Halloween thing got weird too with the freaking unicorn horse and the mother and the white mother with the whatever. I'm like, what is happening here? The remake of 2.
Yeah, as I was saying before I got interrupted. I'm sorry, my cell phone rang. I was saying that what the problem we have here is that we do not have people who understand what the quintessence of these movies are. We have the Hollywood publishers coming in, the movie makers coming in, just seeing cash, making a movie, and it's just that these stories, they're just failing to adapt in this day and age, They just basically throw something together, whatever it may be, and hopefully that just by putting the brand name on it, we don't really have to try, like who cares? I mean, the problem is we didn't go see Nightmare on Elm Street to see Freddy kill people. We didn't go to Halloween to see Michael Myers kill people. We didn't go to see Friday the 13th to see Jason kill people. No. We went in there for the horror, the dread, the suspense, the buildup, the atmosphere, and the psychological effect that it was having on these people as their ends were drawing nearer and nearer, because that was the rush that we got. Virtually facing death in the face.
Like these people had insurmountable odds. There's no way they can win. And yet they still try to beat these like these villains. It's like, oh my God, what could this person bring to the table that the other like 20 main victims couldn't? It's like, what are you possibly going to do to Freddy? What are you going to do to Michael Myers? What are you going to do to Jason? It's like when I saw like Jason Lives, like part 6.
Yeah.
And he had a whole plan. All right, I'm going to like put the chain with the boulder around his neck, throw him in the lake. That made sense to me because I was like, okay, they recognize, hey, we can't kill this son of a, let's just throw him in the lake and let him sit there for like ever, Same thing like when it started getting weird, like Crystal Lake, it's like, oh my God, the reason they developed force field technology was because of Jason Voorhees. I'm like, oh, they have force fields now in Crystal Lake and like a whole thing. It was like, what? And then they created cryogenic freeze just for him. They invented it just for him to just throw him on ice.
Yep.
It was like, wow. So I like the interest behind it. That's why, to me, they're not just, oh, no plot, whatever. No, there is. You got to really think about it. And I want it to be handled right.
Right. The only exception to this rule would probably be Freddy Krueger, but that's only because Robert Englund, and I think I said this before on another show, Robert Englund is the only man who plays a horror icon that his name. You know the performance because Freddy Krueger is the only one who really can have a performance in these roles,
Like you don't remember who played Michael Myers. You don't remember half the times you might remember like Jason, like but there's been different Jasons, right? You can't remember Kate Honor, but you don't remember the other guys though.
But you damn well remember Robert Englund. And
of course.
Like, at one point Freddy Krueger, yes, he became, and rightfully so, literally the star of A Nightmare on Elm Street. Yes, people did come to see him, but that wasn't until well after. Like I'd say probably about, let's see, 2 nobody liked. So I'm gonna say either 3 or 4 was the point where basically, okay, Freddy was the main attraction.
3.
Like you wanted to see. You came for his one-liners. You came for
3
his.
Was the movie because let me tell you something. 3. What's happening now in Hollywood is. The announcement is that the Nightmare on Elm Street movie that's coming out is going to be a remake of 3. So they're not even doing 1 anymore or 2. It's going to be a reboot. But starting, let's just say, from 3 on. Like, all right, he's been established. He's did this. He did that. Same thing. Then throwing away the other thing. The other thing didn't happen. It's basically going to be the same Nightmare on Elm Street movie, but with a different actor playing the part. Let's just go from 3 on. That's what they're going to try to do.
Right.
With people having dream powers and that stuff. So we'll see what happens with that. I mean, I did like 3 also as well as 1.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah. So I you know, good luck to them with that one.
Probably has one of the best death scenes in the series.
Yeah.
That's the one with the puppets, right? Where he takes out the veins of the kid and walks them up to the tower to throw himself off the clock tower. That was, oh my God, was that amazing?
Very creative stuff. I mean, I gotta say, like, you know, he put New Line Cinema on the map.
Absolutely.
I mean, he built up that company, that character alone, that they were able to be with Warner Brothers and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah.
And the funny thing is, they crapped on him because they bought Jason. And then they even made a decision to hell what Freddy would do in Jason. So now in the situation, Jason's back home in Paramount for a couple of years, which is fantastic. That's where I feel, because once they took him out of Paramount, he was in hell. He was there. Look, keep him back home. And I wish they could keep it back there permanently. And just him, you know, but they're not even utilizing him to its fullest potential. They're talking about CW and doing like a 90210, but on Crystal Lake, and then him just kill people. That's retarded. Like, who the hell wants to see that?
You gonna get the video game when it comes out, by the way?
Absolutely.
Sweet.
Absolutely. Is it looks to me like it's gonna be a game that keeps having downloadable content, right? Like, just, you know, more and more stuff, right?
I mean, you've heard of the game Evolve, right?
Yes.
Essentially, it's going to function like that. It's either you're going to be the lone guy, Jason, against a team of your friends, or you're going to be on the team of the humans against Jason.
Okay.
It's like Evolve. You know, it's one monster against the group, or it's going to be the group against the monster that you play as. It's up to you. So
now you're big with video games. I've been out of the loop here and there, but my question to you is: any news broke today about any games coming out or anything like that that you know of for like summer or anything like that, or next year? What?
Well, like I said on the last one, it's going to be kind of hard to get news for that, especially considering we're in the dredges of the holiday season. That's coming up. So, you know, a lot of places are really focusing on the games coming out. But I did happen to see something. Hold on. I do know that Hideo Kojima, all right? This man, as we all know the BS with him and Konami going on. He is done with Konami, but he is not out of his contract until December. So it's going to be till December till we see what his future holds. Also, Square and Square and this company Idea Factory is planning to unleash and announce something at PSX, which is a PlayStation event, which I claimed PlayStation is going to have some stuff to announce in December.
Right.
They dropped price cut. Sony has dropped the price cut of PlayStation in Australia, and we're getting a new Sherlock Holmes game in 2016.
Wow.
That's one of the things I remembered.
That's cool. Nothing like Grand Theft Auto, right? I know I saw today they had the Back to the Future Grand Theft Auto mashup thing.
Oh yeah.
No new Grand Theft Auto, right? Like 6 or anything like that, right?
Nothing just yet. Honestly, I truly believe that if Rockstar's going to make something, unless they're driven by money, which most Western companies are these days,
right.
I believe they are going to be making a Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's been what was been on the lips of many of the rumor mill as far as Rockstar goes.
Wow. All right. And anything about with Nintendo, like what, like, do we have any hint of what these NX games would be? I mean, of course, Mario probably, right? Or like,
yeah, I would expect the usual Mario, Zelda, and Pokemon and Smash Brothers. But other than that, yeah, nothing has that. That's just what I think. Absolutely nothing has been. Mum's the word at Nintendo right now.
Nothing new, groundbreaking that they're bringing something back that hasn't been around for a while, right? Like nothing like, oh my God, I can't wait for that. Nothing like that, right?
Nothing has been said on Nintendo's part so far. It's like they said, they're revealing nothing until the words from their mouth is that they're revealing nothing until 2016.
Now, what about the handheld? What's the system they have now? The 3DS?
The new 3DS. New is actually part of it.
How is that? doing?
Well, I mean, essentially what it did was it gave you two new shoulder buttons, and it also gave you and it also gave you the second analog stick under the screen. You know, an extra C stick.
But it's not like it used to be. It used to be king, where it like took over. I don't know how many foot section, tons of games out. They really don't support it now, do they? Like software wise?
Oh, they absolutely do. 3DS.
They do?
Then, well, you got to understand something. The handheld continues, and right now, without question, is their #1 moneymaker.
Well, there's nothing else, right? I mean, the PS, whatever. I mean, the Vita,
yeah,
they don't put nothing out.
Competition. I mean, Vita pretty much is dead in the water outside of being a companion to PS4.
Okay.
3DS still has a lot of 3DS has a lot of titles. It really does, both online and offline.
And they just keep making
released Triforce Heroes. The
Okay.
Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes. They just got that Chibi Robo game. They just got the new Animal Crossing, and another one's coming for it.
Oh, wow.
They're also releasing several of the other classics for Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and some GameCube titles are available on the Nintendo eShop in order to download onto it.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And now Mega Man games are done right now, right?
Say again?
Mega Man games are done for now?
No, we're getting a Mega Man game. The Mega Man Legacy Collection, Mega Man 1 through 6 coming for PS4.
Okay. But we're not getting a new Mega Man game.
Not right now. But we're not getting really
Mighty Number 9.
Right now, outside of Umbrella Corps, there's really nothing new confirmed from Capcom right now. Aside from Umbrella Corps, Resident Evil 0 remake.
No 7.
No, nothing on 7, but they, like I said, they are working on it. They are working on it, but nothing's been shown yet.
Next year, we got the final movie coming out.
And Street Fighter 5. I'm sorry.
Yes. How is that going to be?
Well, right now I'm hearing it's pretty good. I mean, they're still trying to get the beta up and running, so that right there is a problem. But as far as what I've heard from people who've played it at at Comic-Con, it was recently at Comic-Con, people were loving it. And I'm very happy to say I'll be getting that for free soon. So as soon as it comes out, I get it. So I'm very happy about that.
Okay. Yep. What about Marvel games? Who has the license for Marvel games now?
Because Capcom still, they still have the thing for it, but the problem is with all the debacle behind Ultimate with the MVC3, I think they want to let that ship lay low for a little bit.
But Spider-Man games, Activision still has it, right?
Oh, you mean like standalone Marvel games?
Standalone.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Activision I think still has Spider-Man. They recently made Amazing Spider-Man 2. I think Activision also still has X-Men. Because they made the X-Men. I think they made who made the X-Men Destiny?
I think it was Activision.
Pretty sure it's them, yeah.
But what about Hulk? I mean, who has the Hulk license? Do we know? We haven't seen a Hulk game.
I can tell you that right now. And yes, it was Activision. I'll tell you that right now.
Because we haven't seen a Hulk game. I mean, no standalone Thor game.
Oh, Jesus.
Avengers game. I mean, what the hell?
Sega has Incredible Hulk.
What about Avengers? Sega?
Avengers, I don't think it in itself has a license yet.
Why would anybody pick that up?
I do not know.
That's suicide, like not to pick that up.
Unless, let me see something. The only explanation I could give is unless the Lego brand and the Avengers brand are two different brands of licenses, in which case Warner Brothers owns that.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Warner Brothers is the enemy to Marvel because Marvel is Disney and Warner Brothers is DC. So
that's why I feel that the Avengers. That's why I feel like the Avengers license to make a video game hasn't been sold yet, unless maybe this game. Let me see. Hold on.
They got to make an event. I don't understand why Activision can't pick that up too. I mean, they should be popping Spider-Man games out all the time. I don't understand why they don't do that either.
Let me see.
Shadow Dimensions and all that other stuff. I mean. They should get on that. They really need to put a Spider-Man game out. That's what they really need to do.
All right, I'm just trying to find this right here. Hold on. All right, who makes this game? Because I'm trying to find the Marvel MMO. You know, the Marvel superheroes.
Wasn't there what was the other thing? The Marvel. There was like that other game with all the Marvel characters. The couple years back.
Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah.
That was also Activision.
See, they should just get on that. I don't understand. What are they waiting for?
Unless it's that they don't own the rights anymore.
I mean, Activision, they put out Call of Duty, right?
That's correct.
So I mean, I understand they make tons of money from that, but get on this already with the Marvel guys.
Yeah, but Activision isn't exactly something that innovates.
Hmm.
They are a company that basically made one really good thing, bought Blizzard, and the only other thing that they made that
But
did innovate
don't forget back in the day when I was a kid, I was playing Activision games like Pitfall and stuff.
well, yeah,
There's all those great games from Atari 2600.
right.
And
And
then yeah.
also they also made Skylanders. That was the one thing that they made in this generation that's really
So that was like Spyro.
right,
Right.
exactly.
And where's Crash Bandicoot? They're not doing that anymore.
Crash Bandicoot, I believe Sony has once again retained the rights to. I
Oh
believe. Let
God.
me just double check that. Hold on.
That's something that kids love that they just stopped doing.
Oh, well, no, it's that when Crash Bandicoot, excuse me, after the third one, it got sold off to whatchamacallit, to Traveler's Tales.
Okay.
All right, they owned and Vivendi Games.
Is that the ones that did the Back to the Future game?
I believe so. Yes, Traveler's Tales. Yes.
Okay.
And they also
not
did,
really crazy with them, but yeah.
And let's see. And then the other people made by Radical Entertainment, which was the Titans brand name. Those are the last few that were.
Who was Tomb Raider originally? Tomb Raider was Eidos.
Tomb Raider has always been Crystal Dynamics and Eidos, which they are still under. They're still under the same developers, but Square Enix owns Eidos, so Square Enix is the one calling the shots over Tomb Raider.
And Eidos also had Legacy Kane, didn't it?
That's
Crystal
correct.
Dynamics, Legacy Kane, Soul Reaver.
Yep, that is correct.
They need to get that out too.
Yeah, they've been refusing at every turn.
It's ridiculous.
And the only other thing they made was that Nosgoth, MOBA battle shooter thing, because that's what Legacy of Kain was all about. God,
what about Dino Crisis? That was Capcom, right?
Dino Crisis was Capcom, yes.
And what was it? I remember I was talking to you about Deception, right? I saw they came out with the Vita version, right? And then they came out Deception 3 or 4 or something.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
And I believe it's also available on PS4. I believe.
There was another game, Obscure, that used to be, but then there was also another survival horror. What about Silent Hill? What happened with that thing?
Silent Hill. Well, remember when we were talking about Hideo Kojima?
Yeah.
You remember the PT demo, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, amidst the power struggle between Kojima Productions and Konami, so Konami basically decided, okay, so we're just gonna can everything Hideo Kojima's doing
That's
right
just
now.
stupid. That's why the thing was canceled. The Silent Hill game.
Yep. So it's like, okay, so let's take that one thing,
Idiots.
the most downloaded demo in like PlayStation history,
Right,
the thing that got all this free publicity. And that was the most talked about thing for months on end. Yeah, let's just get rid of all that publicity and just cancel the whole thing.
Oh, God,
that is one of the most confounding business decisions I have ever even. Like, it's like this is the kind of thing where I just have to step back and say, I don't know what's going on in the business. I don't know anything about that.
Freaking egos. These people in this corporate thing, they have this ego. They're like, oh, we're going to screw him. Yep. Just like Marvel, we're going to cancel 50% of our titles. Ha, ha, ha. Well, you're not making money. We don't care. We're a billions-of-dollar company. It's like egos. It's all ego.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give a crap about the consumer.
Nope.
It's terrible. It's freaking awful. It's like, when did they actually listen to what the consumer wants? Like, did anybody ever take a poll and seriously say, what do you want as a company? And people write it down, they send it in, and then they actually do what they want. When did that ever happen?
Well, Never. It used to be that it used to be you didn't have to do that because, the primary foundation of business is find a need and fulfill it. And if you cannot find a need, create the need. You didn't have to do that.
But then we have so many games that built up with sequels that we're starving for, good sequels. Like Sonic's been like dead in the water for how long?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's like, come on already. Get on the ball. Do the right thing.
Sonic, here, let's fail miserably with Sonic Boom and then make a sequel, even though it flopped harder than a fish out of water.
Well, that's like Fantastic Four 2 they want to have. Like, why? It's like, give me a break.
That's just that. I think is just pride. That's just pride.
It's ego.
Mhm.
Ego. That's exactly what it is.
Yep. Well, we really we ranted a lot this video.
We did. We did.
This is a very negative video.
Well, it's supposed to be. You know,
Sorry.
yeah. I mean, look, there's a lot of good things happening. The Star Wars trailer was freaking phenomenal.
True. I did not watch it. Like I said, I'm trying to keep a blank slate on this one.
You really didn't watch the trailer?
I did not. I'm very good at this.
Why?
Very good. Because I have self-control. I want to go in blank. I want to go into this with. I want to go in with this so that way, if I end up hating this movie, I've got no excuses. Like,
there's no way you're gonna hate this movie.
Well, we said
no
you know what?
way.
We said that about episode 1.
Well,
we did.
Yeah.
We did.
It's true. Listen,
so
how many years?
I want to give this thing. Here's the thing: the prequels hurt me on a level that no other movie ever has, except for the Ninja Turtles movie.
Mr. Qui-Gon, what's midichlorians?
I'm going to reach through the screen. I am going to reach through the screen, and I am going to. I'm going to just. But anyway, if you, so I want to go in.
He killed, younglings.
I hate them with no preconceived bias. I want to try to enjoy this for what it is. I don't want. I don't want any build up. I don't want anything. Okay. I might not even go see it on the first day. I'm going to come. If I get invited to go, I will. But I'm going to calmly walk into the theater. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to watch the movie. And
I will have headphones going in there because people are going to spoil that when they're coming out. You know that. No,
it's I'm always prepared. I'm very good at tuning people out. Like, you know, I didn't watch Game of Thrones. Here's a one for you. I didn't watch Game of Thrones until the 3rd season. I managed to until the 4th season, actually. I managed to block out everything.
Well, I actually got started late, too.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody on my show here was, Joe, you got to watch Game of Thrones. You got to watch it. I'm like, fine. I'm like, okay. And then, like, when I watched it, I watched, like, seasons. I literally, it took me, like, I think 1 week I watched one season or more. I think I couldn't stop watching it until I got caught up. And then I was caught up. It was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's what happens usually. It's like, you know, for some reason I get busy. I miss some big show and then people are like, are you crazy for missing that? And then I binge, what do they call that? Video binging. You watch like, I don't know how many episodes, right? So, all right, man. Well, listen, good luck to you with the Star Wars thing, man. I would definitely want to see how you like it when we'll do a show after you see it.
Definitely.
I'm telling you, I'm not going to say anything about the trailer. I'm just going to say that I was impressed. That's all I'm going to say. But upwards and onwards, we're going to get off the show now. I think this is a great show, bro, by the way.
No problem.
Very deep. We got into a lot of categories that I really wanted to get into.
Yeah.
I hope everybody enjoyed Back to the Future Day.
I did.
I didn't have my hoverboard. I was a little upset, and I didn't get to go to the event. I was very upset with that. But somehow, now I'm going to make it my mission. I'm definitely going to be sitting in a DeLorean very soon. I keep saying to myself, I'm going to find somebody that's got that thing. I'm going to sit in that sucker and whatever. I mean, that's what I have to do. That's like a goal. And get a hoverboard.
For you, Joe.
Yeah.
Have you ever played, and I'm planning on playing this game this weekend because it's Halloween and I plan on finally exposing myself to it. Have you played Five Nights at Freddy's yet?
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Okay. When I get paid.
Oh, I love that.
I'm gonna buy it. I've never played it yet.
Which one are you gonna buy?
I'm gonna buy all of them. They're all on sale on Steam. I'm gonna get everything for $25.
Oh my God! The kids introduced me to that.
Oh yeah.
And it was sick. It was like sick, and I'm like, oh, you know, I'm like trying to lock this door, lock that door, put the light up. I'm like, oh my God, I really like that. That's pretty cool.
Okay, I'm gonna be playing it this Friday / Saturday.
I play on my phone. I play Pac-Man 256.
Nice.
I love that. If you didn't play it already, play that or Crossy Road or whatever. All right. On that note, guys, thank you very much. Larry, take care. Bye for now.
Thank you.